Well, I don't think I told you about this one yet. It's about a day that changed everything for Dan and how I, Manny, a little wooden figure, came into his life. Let's dive into this tale.
Hey you, thanks for stopping in. You know, life's full of surprises. Sometimes it's a wild ride. Other times it's a quiet moment by the ocean. And sometimes it's finding a little treasure that you weren't expecting. Let me explain. Things were going all right. I'm a driver. I drive a truck, and on the weekends I drive for rideshare companies, moving folks around. Well, things were going all right until suddenly the pandemic sent us into lockdown. Our truck deliveries were put on hold, and since nobody was going to work, rideshare customers were non-existent. Well, I'll tell you what, my thoughts move so fast I really need that constant motion of driving as a helpful distraction, so I was really going stir crazy. I wanted to get back on the road, so I decided to try food delivery services. I tried this one, I tried that one, and I ended up with, well, why don't we call it Food Frenzy? Because I don't want to get sued. The setup was simple. Hungry people ordered food, I got pinged, and zoom. Off I went delivering deliciousness and reclaiming a piece of my freedom and a little dough. So during the time that I was making Food Frenzy deliveries, I came to enjoy the location I was delivering around Plymouth, Mass. It's in northern USA, New England, Plymouth. Not just another delivery stop, but my little slice of paradise. Whenever break time came along, I can be found wandering over the ocean waves. Every wave crashing on the sand felt like a deep, relaxing breath, calming my jangled nerves. Finally, months after lockdown had begun, I got an email from work. Even though there wouldn't be enough driving positions for all of us, they wanted all of us drivers to come back in. When we came in, our manager said, "Business is slower now. If anyone doesn't want to be here, now's a good time to say so." And one driver left. She said, "We'll have new uniforms for those who stay. Here's your route and your keys. Please be safe out there." I moved carefully off the loading dock, and for each stop, knowing that this important delivery day was just starting. I did great most of my route. These delicate blue wind chimes I tripped. The box hit the ground and opened, and those blue tubes got scratched. Funny thing was, the customer had ordered green and refused the delivery without even seeing the tubes. Finally, back at the shop, the manager said, "Dan, here's your uniforms." I was ecstatic. Yes, I was excited to stay. I was so excited I jumped into my car and drove straight to the beach as I had been recently. I brought my chair and my sand bucket out of the trunk and down to the surf. As I waded into the crashing surf, I saw down into the murky sand, and there was a brick tied with yellow rope being tossed around. It took me quite a bit of diving to find that wandering brick, but finally there it was, and it had a small wooden figure tied to it, a posable artist's wooden mannequin. That tiny figure had a shard of glass in his hand that was like it was trying to cut itself free. Well, I took it home, sitting it on my desk, just like my late son used to do with his many years ago, his little multicolored artist's mannequin. You know, friends, life is full of surprises. Sometimes it's a wild ride, other times it's a quiet moment by the ocean. But in that moment, I felt it was as if the universe had granted me a little whisper saying, "You're doing all right. Keep riding those waves."
Well, that's the story of how Dan and I met. Life's an adventure full of little surprises, like our chance meeting. Remember, it's the small moments that can make the biggest impact. Keep exploring, keep smiling, and I'll be here, ready for our next story. Till then, take care.